And clients are seeing that. And so we all have to step up our game to be up to standards because the standards are only going up.
Welcome to Cutting Edge, the podcast created and brought to you by L'Oreal Professional Products, an exclusive series about the world's top hairstylists. Through their unique stories, visions, and voices, these rule-breaking artists from around the world share their journeys to success, how they are shaping the future of hairstyling and professional beauty in their own way, and how they are elevating the profession to new heights. A podcast series produced by L'Oreal Professional Products. Today, we meet with Devi Mark from Paris, France, a young and enthusiastic French and American hairstylist who wants to give his best to each and every client through a premium experience.
I'm Devi Mark, 23 years old, and I'm from Paris. I'm French and American. I'm a hairstylist, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a content creator. I'm creative, very hardworking, and I'm very real.
Welcome, Devi. It's great to have you with us today. Can you tell us about your first memories of being creative or entrepreneurial in your childhood?
As a kid, every time I had a time off by myself, I would always be very creative on what I was doing. I was very interested in sewing, so I would make like cushions or phone covers and things like that. So I would have my little cash machine, and I would have all my items, and I would print out something on my neck that said boss, and my little brother was employee. So I would tell my little brother, well, stand here, make sure everything's correct, all that. And then my mom would come in, and she would be like the customer. And so she would choose, ask questions, and then I would give her like a 10% discount for the next time or stuff like that. And I would print out my cards and give out my business cards to people. And I even made myself a website for my little items that I made. Well, there was only my mom and my grandmother that would buy things, but it was already a first start. I loved it. It was super fun. And I would always have a blast with that.
What is it about hairstyling that was so much in line with your interests?
I was always painting, drawing, doing stuff with my hands, making things, being very creative. And when I discovered hair, it was actually great because you actually get to paint hair. You get to do the balayage, do color. And so it really mixes everything that I love, everything that I've done as a kid in my room by myself. And I'm all doing that on my clients now today. So I think that's really, really fun.
When did you actually decide to study hairstyling in the first place?
After I was in middle school, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in life, but I knew I wanted to do something very artistic. And it was talking with my mom. I was 15 years old. I was like, well, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do? Am I going to high school? Am I going to another school to do like fashion or makeup? My mom has always been extremely supportive of everything that I've done. She really wanted me to be happy, to do something I loved. And then she was like, well, why not try hair? Because it kind of mixes all of what you like, the artistic side and all that. She's from America, so she had a lot of friends that were hairstylists and made a good living in America and had cool jobs, worked at cool places. And I didn't really see that in France yet, but she told me about that in America. And so I was like, well, why not? Let's try that. I've never really thought about doing hair, but why not? And so then we went ahead and visited a school that did hair. I opened the door and they all were preparing contests. They were doing the model heads, but they had like full outfits on, makeup, and the hair was super pretty. And I was like, wow, that's everything I love. All that creative side of it just really blew my mind. And I was like, wow, I didn't even imagine you could do something like that with hair and that we could do something really very, very creative with it.
So you went to hair school?
So then I went to school for hair. I was like, well, let's just try it for 1 year and see at least if I like it or not. The first year went by. I loved every second of it. I was very, very happy with what I was doing. And then the next year in my small town, I applied in a salon to be an apprentice there. So I did that for 1 year, got my CAP. And then I did my BP in another city in Rouen. That's where I learned, where I did the rest of my apprenticeship, which was great. And then I was 19 when I got my diploma, and I decided to move to Paris because I wanted to get out of my small town. I wanted to see something else, to visit other places, and to kind of meet new people. So I decided to go to Paris. I found an apartment there. I looked for salons, and I worked for Nicolas Waldorf. I worked there for 2 years and a half. We were 10 people there. And so each and every person really taught me something different.
When did you start working on your own, and how did your clientele grow?
After I was really, really comfortable with all of my clients, I wasn't asking questions to my manager, to other hairstylists in the salon, I decided to start working by myself. I rented out a chair in a co-working space. But since I didn't have any clientele at all, the only way for me, especially in Paris, was to be on social media, and it was to get my name known. So the first month I had models come in, and I would try to post one video a day. So I would do a color transformation on one of my friends, the next day on another friend. And then on weekends, if I would go out, I would bring my little cards that I had with me, and I would try to give to all the girls that I would see. I would say, well, I'm a new hairstylist in Paris, so come see me if you want. Send me a message. I can do your hair. And so I would give also to my friends, and I would tell people, well, talk about me, to show them my Instagram, show them my videos. It took a matter of weeks for clients to notice me, and even after 200 or 300 views per video, there would still be at least one person that would send me a message that was interested in doing their hair. So that was great. After a month, people started calling, following me, coming to the hair salon. And after like 2 or 3 months, my schedule was fully booked for 1 to 2 months in advance. My videos started working better and better, and influencers started texting me to get their hair done as well. They started posting videos about the hair that I would do on them. And so that would give me a lot of new followers as well. Clients would start calling. And that's why after 6 months, I had way too much work to handle with my 2 hands. And that's why I was calling my mom all the time, trying to get her to help me. So for 6 months, she would work during the day at her job that she was working in. And then one day I was like, well, don't you want to just quit your job? Because I'm tired of waiting for you to get off work to help me with things. And she was like, why not? Okay, I'll quit tomorrow, and then we can get started. Let's do this.
So what business did you have in mind?
We were thinking, well, why not open up a salon so we could have my image, have employees, because I had a lot of clients that we were refusing. She was on the phone all the time refusing people because we did not have any space. It was the opportunity to start getting me some credibility in Paris and to start out a name, start a space. And since my prices were getting kind of higher and higher, I really wanted to meet the expectations of my clients, especially have them come in a space that was clean, pretty, nice, that I could take pictures of. And then that led up to opening up the salon a few months ago with my mom.
How did you want your salon to feel and look?
I was thinking about all the salons that I've been to before, and we were a lot of people. There was always a lot of noise. There was always so many things happening that when I created the salon, I wanted something calm. I wanted something nice that people felt good in, that felt happy in, and that felt calm and relaxed. And so I didn't want too many people working in the salon, so that's why we're only 3 hairstylists. That way, each client feels nice with each hairdresser. They feel unique. They feel taken care of. They have the best products on their hair. They feel pretty at the end. They have a nice place to take pictures in. There's always fresh flowers in each corner of the salon that we change every week. And so that way it smells nice. It's pretty. Nobody's stressed. She's not stressed. We're not running everywhere. Everything is made in the salon for us to just be with our client from A to Z and to give her all the satisfaction that she's going to need with her hair.
You really use TikTok as a space to connect with people. Can you tell us how you use this tool?
When I started a year and a half ago, on TikTok, there was really a few hairdressers in France that were making videos, but really not a lot. There was a lot on Instagram and other platforms, but on TikTok, I was one of the first French people to do it. And so I think that's really what caught people's eye, is that it was kind of a new concept to post about the consultation, have the consultation where the client talks, and they see the result and what she wanted. And so whenever they see what she wanted in the result, they're like, okay, well, she got what she wanted. or not. Maybe sometimes they're in the comments, they don't like it, let's say, or they love it. But the fact that they comment really gave the video more engagement, so that's perfect. So even if it's bad comments or good comments, it's great publicity anyways. My clients love it when they come in the salon. They like the fact that they have the 2 lights at my chair and they can take videos in. And clients are actually kind of disappointed sometimes when I don't take a video of them. Whenever I don't feel like taking a video, they're actually telling me, well, you don't want to take a video of me? I'm like, oh, okay, we can if you want.
Tell us about the type of hairstylist you are today. What is Devi Mark about?
Devi Mark is really about taking care of each client. People usually come in the salon for a consultation first for 30 minutes, and we talk really about what they want, how they want to look like in a few months, how often they want to come to the salon. It's really all about them. I'm trying to get in their head and try to give them the best hair that they could want, and really try to guide them to something that they would love, because sometimes they have ideas, but it wouldn't look good with their skin tone, let's say. So we would guide them to something that they would love. If they're going lighter, for say, it's like 4 hours long, an appointment, and we really stay with the client for all the service. So for the 4 hours from start to finish, we're with nobody else and we're only on her. I think my clients really value that we're not stressed going to one client to another, so that's why it's a little more expensive, and they appreciate that.
What type of hair do you like to work with the most?
What I like the most is long hair, doing color mostly and balayage. I usually post only long hair on my social media, so that's why I have really long services, because I only want to attract long hair. I love the result at the end, I love the shininess at the end, I love what we can do with it. Before, when I used to work in salons, we would have like very short amount of time on each client. So whenever we'd have someone with long hair, we would be really, really mad because we don't have the time. We need to go quick. And so I didn't really like that in other salons, because I would always rush into the long hair. And so that's why in my salon, I really wanted the time on each client. So even if she has super long hair, we have the time to wash it, to condition it, to dry it fully, to really have a really nice blowout on nice hair, and not really rush into things and get her in and out real quick. There's a lot of clients that come in and they say, well, wow, it's the first time I've had someone that actually brushes my hair nicely, that doesn't pull my hair out. And so when they come in the salon and they see that we really take the time to condition their hair, to brush it, to do a nice blowout at the end, they really, really appreciate that.
How do you work with trends with your clients?
As a hairstylist, we need to know about trends, because that's what people are going to want. And we need to know how to do it, how to satisfy their needs, but also to guide them. Because, for example, there was kind of a cherry color that was very trendy recently. But every time I would go kind of deep into the conversation to clients about that color, I would tell them that it's not very natural when it grows out. You can't really change it for the next 6 months or a year. You can't go blonde, let's say. You can't take those pigments out. And whenever I really explained that to them, they were like, okay, let's not do that, actually. Let's go to something else. And so they see it online. They want it, but are they going to want it for the next 6 months, a year? So it's really our job to tell her how it's going to grow out.
Is there a big trend you are seeing at the moment?
Especially in France and Paris, people really like low-maintenance colors. They really want something that's very blended from the root. They don't want to come to the salon very often. They want something that just gradually grows and that still looks natural and good after 6 months or even a year. Sometimes our clients come once a year to get their balayage or their hair done. And even when they're doing color, they don't want something that grows out not naturally. So we would do something like that grows out nice and that doesn't leave a harsh line when it grows out. We've been seeing that for a few years, but they still like a nice money piece in front and more natural in the back, so that it grows out very naturally.
Tell us about the type of relationship you have with your clients and how you work together.
When clients come in the salon, they trust my opinion, they trust my advice, because they've already seen my work on social media and they've liked my work, they liked what they saw, so they come in being very trustful. They know already what my work looks like, and so they're only asking for my advice and for me to tell them what's going to look good on them. They want my techniques and they want to see how their hair is going to look like with what I do. They've seen also on my social media that I don't have a hard time saying no. Whenever you're working in salons and you're an employee, sometimes saying no to a client and refusing a client can take out money from the day, let's say, and your boss is not going to be happy with that. But whenever people come to see me, if it's not going to be pretty, if I'm not going to like my work, if it's not going to grow out nice, if it's not going to look good in a few months, I don't have a hard time saying no. And clients really appreciate that. They're not happy at first, but then they actually say thank you whenever we found another alternative, found something else, and they're actually super happy with the result because they still have nice hair, not damaged hair, they're a nice color, and they're really, really happy with that. A lot of people even come just for us to talk about their hair. Some people even come just to ask what shampoo they should use. And so all the consultation they see online is really giving them the want and the need even to come to the salon and get their hair done.
What kind of service and experience do you offer to your clients?
I wanted a premium service for all of my clients. I don't want to let them have the choice to say no, let's say, to a hair product because it's more expensive or not. Because if everything was like extra for the toner, extra for this, extra for that, maybe she would try to cut corners to spend less money, but then my service wouldn't be complete if I didn't add all of these things. And that's why I worked into my prices everything. I have one set price. I don't really have anything to put extra because I wanted everyone to have the same service. And so they know how much they're going to pay at the beginning, and they all get the same exact products on their hair for what they need. So we really look at their hair and we decide as hairstylists what we're going to put on their hair. So that's why I worked everything into my prices for me to be able to decide what I'm going to do to their hair to make it beautiful.
How much do you talk about health during a service?
Since they have very long hair, it takes a lot of years to grow out. So if I damage their hair a lot, then they're going to be with that damaged hair for years. So that's why I guide them to good products after, to good styling tips, to good color tips. I guide them to something that's not going to damage their hair at all or very little. So that way they can keep their hair very full, very shiny, very nice for on the long run. I always start each appointment by protecting the hair first, or even doing a test strand first to see if the hair is going to allow what we're going to do. And then whenever I rinse the product or the service, I always put product to brush out her hair good. And then I always do a deep conditioner also, and I always try to put all the products on each step for her hair to be the shiniest as possible. And so even whenever I'm blow drying the hair, I always protect it first. I put heat protectant and then serum at the end. I always do the best and put the best products to get her hair the shiniest as possible.
How important is social media for hairstylists today? And how do you use it personally?
Whenever we start hair, we don't tell us that we're supposed to be a videographer, a photographer. We're supposed to write scenes for videos and things like that, or being an actor. But it's really important today to really like all those things because it's a big part of our business now to showcase our work on social media. So we have to find ideas for videos, take good pictures, write up some little sketches to be interesting on social media. I've always liked that. I've always liked taking videos, taking pictures, even making movies. I would always make movies with my little brother as well. Social media is a great way to gather a team because it kind of puts you out there. People see how your salon is and it makes people want to work for you or not. Before we even worked on the salon with my mom, there was already people asking me if they could work with us. And so I would say no whenever I was in a co-working space, but after like a few demands, that's what led up to the salon as well, is because we were like, okay, well, there's actually good people that are willing to work with us.
What do you look for in hairstylists who work with you?
What I usually look for in a hairdresser is someone that's pretty much adult in their mind, that takes care of themselves, that doesn't need someone to babysit them. As long as their work is done, as long as they're doing everything that they need to do, they can take care of themselves. I told my employees from Monday to Saturday, you can choose the day you want to work. We can open up the salon when you want to work. I'm mostly asking them how do you want to work? How do you want to take 5 hours on an appointment? Do you take 4? Do you like doing short hair? Do you only like doing long hair? I don't want to force them to do something they don't like. I think it's very important for hairstylists to feel valued, especially because taking my own experience, a lot of salons did not want me to post on social media. They didn't want to post my name, post my face. They wanted them to be the only star of the salon. And I don't think that's going anywhere in the hair industry now, because we need to put the light on people that are actually working with us. I've got 2 employees. I put them on my social media all the time. People that come to the salon to get their hair done, they're happy to see my employees. They actually feel like they know them as well. And so that's what I wanted. I didn't want people to only see me, only one come with me, because then I should have only opened up with myself and that's it. But that's not going to get me any further than that. Salons in France are always looking for hairdressers, so they can leave in a matter of seconds. So it's my job to do everything I can for them to feel valued, good, for them to have a good work environment and to be happy in.
And how do you see the hair industry evolving in the future?
I think that, more of like the industry of hair in France, especially, the clients are going to are really picky about who they choose now. So they're really looking at social media, looking at our accounts, looking at what we do. And so we're really going to have to do much, much better in the long term, because everyone is upgrading their services. Everyone's getting higher prices, doing better services, are training themselves, are going on their own, starting their own thing. So the hairdressing world, especially in France, is really going really up. So that's really great. I think it might be a global thing, because people are really starting to appreciate what we're doing, and so you're going to really go towards someone you like, and when you find someone you like, you'll stay with them. You'll pay the prices that they have. So it's really a good future for the hair industry, especially in France, because people are taking way more care of their hair. They're looking at what we're putting on it. They're trying to know the best products to use, the best hairstylists to go to for them. People know about their hair type, if they have curly hair, how to style it, and so we're really going to somewhere cool.
Now, you've also started a collaboration with L'Oréal Professionnel. Can you tell us more about that?
Since I started posting on social media a year ago, I would tag mostly L'Oréal, because I pretty much only work with their products. I use them for color and for shampoos and all that. And so I would tag them on my post. And it started by them tagging me or putting me on their story, the post that I would post. And then as time got on, they saw that my videos started working a little more. They sent me a first package of products for me to post on my story, to talk about. And then as time got by, they asked me if I wanted to do a training for hairstylists, and that was great. So I did that the first time. I had never done it before. And then they asked me to do a few others, and then they sent me more products. They asked me to do videos about certain products they would come out with, or products that I liked. Then they would invite me to events to attend, to be part of the L'Oréal group. I also talked a lot about their new air dryer, the blow dryer, the Airlight Pro, that I absolutely love. It's not like any other blow dryer that I've ever had. It feels like all the other blow dryers are toys compared to that. Now I have it for all my employees in all the salon, and it's a great product that's very innovative, and it feels like that's what should be a blow dryer, and that's it. I don't know how it can get any better than that.
What are your plans and wishes for the future?
Since we opened up the salon 5 months ago, we're really going to make the salon work fully, and to get as many clients as we can, get our reputation good. That way clients can really trust us and get our name out there. I've always was inspired by America. I've always wanted to live there at least for a couple years, because yes, I'm American, but I've never really lived there for longer than 3 months. So it's one of my goals to do something over there. What, I don't know yet, but I really wanted to start with Paris, get my name out in Paris, and then go to America saying I'm from Paris. Hair in America is very, very valued. People pay a lot of money to get their hair done. In France, people don't see the value in hair as much, but we're getting there with social media in France, with all the French people that are now posting about their prices, what they do, how they do it. People are starting to see the value and going to see someone very professional that maybe is more expensive than others, but they're starting to see the value in that.
what would you tell young hairstylists coming into the business?
I just think it's a good time for hairstylists. It's a good time. I'm super happy to be a hairstylist now. It's only been 8 years that I've been a hairstylist, but I've seen it change so much. My advice to young hairstylists would be to believe in themselves, to really believe that there's a space for everyone. So only feel confident and go there and do your best work. There's not too many hairstylists. There's enough clients for everyone. It's not a competition. We're not going against ourselves. We can all work together to value the industry, and that everything is going to be fine for them. It's cool. It's a great job.
Thank you so much for your time and great advice, Devi. We wish you all the best in your salon. As a young and recently established hairstylist on the beauty scene, Devi Mark already stands out as a great talent of his generation, and there is no doubt that his skills and expertise will continue to grow. Thank you for listening to Cutting Edge, the podcast, an exclusive podcast series by L'Oreal Professional Products. Discover the unique stories of international rule breakers hairstylists. Don't hesitate to subscribe and rate this podcast. And remember, all our episodes are available on every major streaming platform.